As you descend into the catacombs beneath Khandoom, you find yourself overcome with terror. Still you press onward, knowing that Yarian's fate, and perhaps the fate of the North, lies in your hands. Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Line Unbroken, my progression-style playthrough series of the Lord of the Rings living card game. Here I am playing the 6th and final scenario in the Angmar Awakened cycle, the Dread Realm. I did not take a mulligan on this hand. It has Elven Light in it, which is the thing I'm really looking for, and the rest of it is decent. And over here I took a mulligan, as you can see, looking for Erev Valandil, and found Steward of Gondor as well. So this is all looking very good. I don't need this rules card particularly. I know the rules. Setup. Set Dakenar and Altar of Midwinter aside out of play. Each player reveals an encounter card from the top of the encounter deck. Each player reanimates the top card of his deck. So, reveal card. Okay. This is a great time to see this card. Doomed 2, and each player discards each ally he controls. It has the same title as a card in his discard pile, which obviously is none right now. I have no allies yet. This is less good to start with. Grimmerlake, 5 attack enemy, which thanks to that Dooms 2 I will have to engage unless I use Galadriel to drop this deck's threat. Which I will probably do because I'm not quite prepared for a Grimmerlake in round 1. And then each player reanimates the top card of his deck, which means takes it and it engages him. Reminder for Octagon use to have a card face down, you hold shift while letting go of the mouse button that you use to drag it onto the table. So, Dakenar's powers of sorcery and necromancy are strongest here, in the capital of the Witch Realm, where the Lord of the Nazgul once resided. Reanimated dead are undead enemies with 2 threat, 2 attack, 2 defense, and 2 hit points. When the players advance to stage 2, all sorcery cards attached to this stage are attached to stage 2B. I'm just going to move these out of the way and control aim. And there we go. Alright. Well, let's see then. I could use Erev Valandil to immediately... I could use Erev Valandil and Arwen's ability to discard a card and add a resource to Aragorn to immediately get out this Foremost Bowman. It's an option, but I think I would rather possibly save Tactics Resource for a feint, and let's significantly put Steward of Gondor onto Galadriel, so I get more spirit resources. Now, I'm going to play Garen's Runes. Draw 2 cards. Forest Snare is very welcome. Discard Elven Light, which I'm then going to pull back to my hand to draw another card, so I'll just do that now, so I don't have to get around to Garen's Runes. And then let's play Darren's Runes again. I'll just put Elven Light on the table, and then go back, draw a card. Alright. So, okay, actually let's play 2 for this Galadriel's Handmaiden, and use that to reduce the deck's threat by 1, and thus avoid the Grimmerlake for this round. I still have access to Arwen's ability to discard to gain resource. And yeah, actually getting down get a little bit more willpower right away. Useful. So I'll put this star brooch onto Halberad. Bearvor can save her resource. So we move into quest windows. 4 threat in the staging area. Halberad, quest without exhausting, since I'm engaged with an enemy. 3, 6, 8. The Handmaiden. I could send Bearvor for another 2, or I could stick with this 8. And potentially have more card draw available. But no, I think I definitely want to send Bearvor. I don't want to risk questing unsuccessfully and raising my threat again, so that I would have to engage the Dormer Lake after all. So, Dead Lord. And this is great. Feldred. When revealed, the player with the highest threat must attach a Feldred to a hero he controls without a Feldred attached. Counts as a condition attachment with the text, attached hero's willpower is reduced to 0. During the quest phase, attached hero must commit to the quest if able. This is not a problem for me because I'm just going to attach it to Halberad, who, since I'm always going to be engaged with an enemy, will quest without exhausting, so I don't lose an action to this. And because I attached this star brooch to him, while I'm engaged with an enemy, attached hero gets possibly 1 willpower and cannot have its willpower reduced. So this would reduce his willpower to 0, but the star brooch means that his willpower cannot be reduced. So this card actually does nothing to me right now. So, 3 threat from the Deadlord. I make 3 progress. So that's fine. I do have to engage the Deadlord, but this is a decent time for it, as there is no topmost undead enemy to be returned to play. So I'll engage the Deadlord here, and then let's deal out some shadow cards. Now, I think I probably want to save the Feint in case of Grimmelake. So Amathiel will defend against the Deadlord. Discard the defending character if there's a couple of that character in its own discard pile. That's fine. Halberad can defend this. No damage. Now, of course, Aragorn is giving -1 defense to all engaged enemies, so the reanimated dead are usually 2-2-2-2, but this is now 2-2-1-2, meaning 3 attack from Aragorn is enough to kill it. What was it? It was a feint. And oh, sorry, this is undefended. 2 damage to Galadriel. And then Aragorn attacks and triggers his response to engage this reanimated dead. Now let's use Galadriel to draw a card here. Okay, scout ahead is useful. Discard these shadow cards and control N. Because I'm engaged with 2 enemies, and Matthew gains an extra resource in the resource phase. Card here. Another Handmaiden, that's nice. Okay. Right, so let's play Scout ahead first of all. Now, yes, certainly. Well, yeah, I think let's play the second Handmaiden and once again drop this deck below the engagement cost of the Grimmelek. Now, Unexpected courage could certainly be useful. I think first let's pull Elven Light back to my hand and draw a card. Okay, and then I'll discard Elven Light again. Add a resource. And then I will play Unexpected Courage onto Aragorn. Now over here, I want to play Ervandiel onto Aragorn. Now, do I risk this Dunedain Hunter? Yeah, I think I'm going to play the Dunedain Hunter. So let's look at the top 5 cards of the deck. Grab an enemy. Let's take the Cursed Dead. Encounter deck. Now I am engaged with 3 enemies, so I can exhaust Arrow Valendiel, reduce the cost of my next Dunedain ally by 3, and thus play this Foremost Bowman for no cost. So there is once again 4 threat in the staging area. I want to quest to scout ahead. 3, 6, 8, 10. 12. And reveal. Death and Calamity. When revealed, attach Death and Calamity to the current quest, then the first player reanimates the top X cards of his deck, where X is the number of copies of Death and Calamity in play. So this attaches, and then this deck reanimates the top card of its deck. And Death and Calamity again. So it attaches, and then this deck reanimates 2 cards. This is unfortunate. I've added no threat to the staging area, so I quest successfully. This goes to the victory display. These are discarded, and scout ahead means I can look at the top 6 cards of the encounter deck. Okay, what do I want to put in the victory display? It's obviously going to be one of the treacheries. Perhaps Death and Calamity, but possibly Heavy Curse. Heavy Curse can cause great problems for me. I've already seen 2 copies of Death and Calamity, and they've obviously gone, so it's potentially less flying, though it has a nasty shadow effect. Victory display. Okay, now I can rearrange these so I'll know what all my shadow cards are going to be. I may want to use up that feint. Actually, in fact, I can do this before Quest Revolution. I'm going to exhaust Beravor to have this deck draw 2. Oh no, wait, I want to defend with Beravor. So no, I won't. I will exhaust Galadriel to have this deck lower its threat by 1 and draw 1 card. I was hoping for maybe my 3rd feint to arrive, but I see no such luck. Okay, so Bearivore defends one of these. I could feint another one and take the third undefended. It's a valid option. So, let's see, this would be a +1 attack. This discard the top 2 cards of being encountered that resolve the when revealed effects of each sorcery card discarded by this effect. Maybe this should be the one that I feint. This would be +1 attack, it's just Fell Dread. The only sorcery card in play. This is nothing. This discards cards. Maybe I want this to be the one I feint. No, I'll have one shadow card that I don't even know. Arguably, I should actually use up the feint on the Dead Lord to avoid some more damage. I don't know. So, okay. I mean, if you said it would be Bearivore defends and then 2 undefendeds, which I could take, but no, it's probably preferable what I initially said, in which case, if I want this on the Dead Lord, okay, this I can feint. This will have to be the last one, so it doesn't. No, that's fine. This will be what Bearivore defends. Okay, yeah, +1. And the Dead Lord, then also a +1. Alright. I'm not engaging Grimmelek. Oh, that's interesting. I know the reason why this shadow card is misplaced. It's because this is a side quest. So it's thinking, obviously, the side quest should be on its side, so it should be like this. But in order to not give away that this is a side quest, it does this, but it's still the shadow card placement looks under that assumption. So it's like, obviously, if I dealt a shadow card to the quest card here, it would be like this, but that wouldn't look right if it was like that. Right, so feint. Bearivore. Discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck, resolve when revealed effects of each sorcery card discarded by this effect. Nothing. Undefended. So that's 3 attack, 3 damage. Now over here, Dead Lord, 1 damage. Curse dead. 2 damage, it's +1. And let's take this with Radiant Dime Hunter. +1 attack, so it's 3. 2 damage. Okay. Now for attacking back. Let's continue wiping out the cursed dead. That was a ring of barrier. Engage this one. And my foremost bowman is attacking for 4 right now. So I'm engaged with 3 enemies. He will attack at ranged and kill this cursed dead, which was a forest snare. That's annoying to see that go. Now Control N. Right. Extra resource on Matthew. Okay. Let's put Calabrian Stone onto Aragorn. So that's +2 willpower and a spirit icon. Forge Forest Snare, that's good. Let's see, let's pull Overnight back to my hand, draw a card. Okay. It'd be really useful if I had 1 more law resource, or failing that, Nenya on Galadriel to give me another law icon. Let's discard Elven Light again. We put it back again. Test of Will, another thing that I would like to save resources for. Don't think I want to risk the Dime Hunter right now. So this deck is done. Good planning. Now, let's play double back. And now, do I bring in Forest Snare? Or, okay, so actually there's a possibility here, because I can play Deep Knowledge. If I'm confident that I can get through double back, then I would not have to engage the Durmalek. So let's take that risk. And this might mean that I'll actually play something else on this side as well. Well, I'll certainly play that Gather Information. And yeah, I may as well do the second Deep Knowledge as well. Okay, so in that case I will exhaust our Valandil and play this Guardian of Arnor for free on this side. Because the extra defense will be incredibly useful. Now, yeah, as good as a Forest Snare would be, I'm going to prioritize the long defeat, since that's my healing. But then, while I could play Mad Lung, I would like to continue saving resources for that Forest Snare. Then I want to save a resource for Test of Will, but I will pay 2 to put this Silver Lamp onto Aragorn, since he is now a spirit hero thanks to Corellian's Stone. And okay, so 4th threat in the staging area, I'm questing to double back. 4, 7, 10, 12, 14. Not ready Argon yet, because there is the possibility that if my computer catches up, that if things go wrong, I could use Taylor to Nuviel to add more willpower, but that also readies the character, so I don't want him readied already. So yeah, let's go for this. 14. That's 4. Unholy Crypt, +1 threat for each reanimated dead in play. So it's 3. And Heavy Curse. Alright, that attaches. And it also surges into a Wraith of Khan Doom, which, when it leaves play, attach it to a character in play, cancels a sorcery attachment with the text: attached character has -1 willpower, -1 attack, and -1 defense. If the attached character leaves play, return Wraith of Khan Doom to the staging area as an enemy. So I've added 5 threat to the staging area. I make 5 progress, which explores double back. And discards both of these. So for double back, both decks lower their threat by 5. And for the long defeat, each deck can either draw 2 cards or heal up to 5 damage from among characters controls. So there we go. Right, now I obviously would travel to the Unholy Crypt. I don't have to engage the Grimmelech still, but I do have to deal with this Wraith of Khan Doom, so obviously I'll engage it here, because I engage everything here. I didn't have to use Taylor to Nuviel for questing, but I could still use it for combat. I engage with 4 enemies, so Foremost Bowman is 5 attack, and the Guardian of Arnor is 5 defense. Oh, yeah, I'll ready Aragorn before we get to combat phase, because then the Silver Lamp will work, and these shadow cards are dealt face up. Alright, so each undead enemy engaged with you gets +1 attack and +1 defense until the end of the round. So I want to do this defense last, because then the attack boost will only apply to the Dead Lord. Plus X attack, where X is the number of sorcery cards in play, which is still only 1. Because the other sorcery cards I've had have gone on side quests, which I then completed. This is nothing. Alright. So, Bearable will defend this. Discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. How much of the encounter deck is left? Yeah, I'm still not at a reshuffling point. Ah! Okay, so I have to attach this. I will attach it to Aragorn. So his willpower is now 0, and he has to commit to the quest, which he can do just fine with Unexpected Courage. And also I do have My additional star brooches in hand, so that's not really a problem. Though it does mean that this is now a +2 attack. There are 2 sorcery cards in play. So this is 2 attack, this is 3 attack, this is going to be 6 attack, and this will be 5 attack. So let's see, 2 attack, 3 attack. Yeah, I guess I'll do the 6 attack and then pay 1 for Descendants of Kings. Ready X Dunedain characters I control, where X is the number of enemies engaged with me, so 4, but I only have 3 that are exhausted. And then the Guardian of Arnor will defend against the Deadlord, which gets +1 attack. Well, everything engaged with me gets +1 attack and +1 defense, so it's 5 against 5. That's fine. This deck gets Galadriel. I don't remember if I discarded to Arwen this round. I assume I did. Yeah, I must have done. Okay, so these are all +1 attack and +1 defense. So Aragorn cannot take down a reanimated dead by himself because it's still 2 defense. He could take down a cursed dead, but I kind of want to keep the cursed dead so that I just dodge there when revealed by keeping them in play. The Wraith of Khan Doom, after it leaves play, becomes a sorcery attachment, but that's not too big a problem because I can attach it to Galadriel, who is not using her stats. Getting rid of Deadlord could be a good idea. But it takes 5 to kill it. Okay, so let's go with that first. 5 to kill the Deadlord. And actually, yeah. I could, at this point, engage the Dwimmerlake from the staging area, and I have enough attack to kill it. Which would leave this still over here, which is frustrating, but yeah, I think that's a good way to go. Engage the Dwimmerlake and attack for 10. Oh, no, sorry, 11. Kill the Dwimmerlake. And discard these shadow cards. And control N. Okay, let's try not the most useful. Ah, Blood of Numenor, that's good. And our field gets an extra resource. So, Blood of Numenor onto a Marfield. Code 3 for the first snare, and I'll put it on the Wraith of Khan Doom, so it can never do its thing. Well, it could. I could still kill it and turn it into a sorcery attachment, but there's no reason why I would do that. Now, yeah, I kind of want to draw more cards. So let's discard Elven Light to gain a resource, and then put it back to draw a card. Not really the card I was looking for. I definitely want to play this Star Brooch onto Aragorn, so that his willpower can't be reduced. So he's still 4 willpower rather than 0. Now, I don't have another means of discarding Elven Light immediately. You know, I might want Galadriel for Tale of Tenuviel. Also, I'm going to play the second Silver Lamp onto Galadriel. And let's also put this Steel of Imladris onto Arnor. Because that is another way that I can discard Elven Light. Over here, well, let's see. I only have 2 enemies to defend right now. Plus this one, which I can Sentinel defend. So Be'vor is going to draw cards for this deck. Okay, I'll play Delay the Enemy, though I don't know how much use it'll actually turn out to be. Unfortunately, I've yet to get Aragorn the Ring of Barahir, so he doesn't have a lore icon, so I can't play the Soundford Sentry. So I may just leave it at that. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it at that and move into questing. So 2, 4, 7. Discarding Elven Light to put 2 progress on the Unholy Crypt. I'm going to gather information. So 7, 10, 14 against an empty staging area. And we reveal Sinister Dungeon, which when it's explored, the first player reanimates a random card from his hand and deals Sinister Dungeon to it face down as a shadow card. I've seen it as a shadow card. And another Brimmerlake. Just after I got done with the first one. Eight threat. So I'm making 6 progress. 6. Well, okay then. I'll go with that. Travel to the Sinister Dungeon to not engage the Brimmerlake. And do our shadow cards. So, Guardian of Arnor is Sentinel, and shadow cards are face up, with our silver lamps on both sides of the table. So the Guardian of Arnor Sentinel defends this. Nothing. Now, okay, this should be alright. Marthiel defends this one, so I discard the top 3 cards of my deck. And ally, and attachment. So it's +2 attack. So attacking for 5. I will spend 1 for Blood of Numenor. So Martha gets +2 defense. 5/5. Does nothing. If this attack destroys a character, which it won't. And then okay, so Aragorn can kill this reanimated Elrond or himself. Yeah, and let's engage the Durmalek. Foremost Bowman can attack at ranged for 4. Kill this reanimated, gather information. Galadriel can trigger on this deck. And a Deep Knowledge, which I'll just play now. Oh, there's Nenya. There's superfluous Cleveland Stones. And now I'm going to play one for Descendants of Kings to ready 3 Dunedain characters I control. It doesn't really matter which ones. Well, no, it doesn't matter that much which ones. The point is that I can now attack for more than 9 and kill the Dwimmerlake. Discard these shadow cards and control N. Things are looking pretty good at this point. Other than my computer running slowly, things are looking pretty good at this point. Let's do it as well. Okay. Exhausting Beravor, targeting this deck to see if I can find an ally I can actually play, and the answer is still no, apparently. I really need the Ring of Barahir to come out of this deck. Oh, I still had Spirit Resource at the end of the last round, so I would have pulled back Elven Light. Not that that matters, because even if I were to draw the Ring of Barahir at this point, the player sequence is the wrong way around. So, I could play Gandalf to draw more cards. I'm going to play this Dunedain Hunter at this point. So, top 5 cards of the deck. Okay, the Deadlord would bring another enemy with it. Specifically a Witch of Angmar, so I might as well just take a Witch of Angmar. For all the Dunedain like to be engaged with lots of enemies, I don't want to go overboard on it, particularly since I may reveal more enemies during staging. Yeah, Gandalf is the only means I have of drawing more cards at this point, and I already discarded 1 copy of him. I think I only included 2 in the deck, and I haven't seen a sneak attack yet, so I would rather not do that. Okay, so let's pay 1 for Nenya on Galadriel. Discard Elven Light to add a resource to Galadriel. Then, yeah. Then I think I'm going to pay 4 more resources from Galadriel for Galdor of the Havens. And with that. So questing 3 for 8. Just plus another one from the Starroach. I think I counted that wrong last round, but I'm not certain, so I wouldn't add the extra progress. 3, 8, 11, 13, 15, 17. Discarding Elven Light to the Steed of Ladris, which will explore Sinister Dungeon. So this deck, let's go random discard. Gandalf. Okay, should have just played him. Gandalf is reanimated, and the Sinister Dungeon is dealt as a shadow card to him. And because I just discard a card, I draw a card for Galbo. And I've lost count of my willpower again. I think it was 17. 8, 11, 13, 15, 17. Still going to gather information. Terror of the North, let's cancel that. Will. And Cursed Dead. How many Cursed Dead are in the discard pile? I've had a few as shadow cards. Okay, I've had one as a shadow card. Oh no! Yeah, I thought I had more, I just didn't want to scroll for a second. That's all the Cursed Dead. That's 4 threat in the staging area. And I make plenty of progress. Explore, gather information. Okay, so let's do this deck first, because I know what I'm getting. It is the Ring of Barahir. Shuffle. Over here, I'm less certain what card I want to grab. Useful ally, perhaps. Yeah, that was right. No Gandalf left. So my sneak attacks are not particularly useful at this point. Another Guardian of Arnor would be good. Another Feint might be useful right now. And obviously I have the resources for it. I'm not in valor, but oh yes, the cost reduction on Hope Rekindled is the non-valor action, so I do have that as an option. Sword that was broken would be nice. Just get Aragorn all of his resource icons. Yeah, maybe I want to go for that. Yep, sword that was broken. And shuffle. Now, okay, so what's going to happen here is that I'm going to optionally engage 2 of these with Halbarad, and then one of them will engage naturally and the other one will come down here. So I know what this is, and the rest. Okay, I guess technically that should be dealt face up as well, but it doesn't matter because I know what it is regardless. But Silverland, everything is face up. Come on, computer. Right. Okay. That doesn't have a sorcery, which is the thing on the Witch of Angmar. When you resolve shadow cards dealt to Witch of Angmar, if they have the sorcery trait, resolve their when revealed effects, resolving shadow effects first. This doesn't matter, and also it does nothing. Right, this is +1 attack, it destroys a character, it's copy in the discard pile. Each undead enemy gets +1 attack and +1 defense, and nothing. So, obviously, Sentinel. How many enemies am I engaged with? 1, 2, 3, 4. 7. I do not have Descendants of Kings right now. I probably could manage this if need be. I don't know that I need to. This deck is going to get the Galadriel draw. So, okay. Yeah, there's 6 defenses on this side, which I might be able to take normally, but I don't have to. So let's play Hope Rekindled twice to reduce the cost of the next event that has a Valor trigger that I play this phase by 2. Meaning I can then play Hour of Wrath for free instead of spending 4, even though I have the 4 resources. Of course, I'm not in Valor, unfortunately, so I can't choose the Valor action, which would be even better here, but I can just take the regular action, choose a hero until the end of the phase. The chosen hero does not exhaust to attack or defend. I choose a Marthiel. So Marthiel will not be exhausting to attack or defend, and I'm going to pay 1 resource to Blood of Numenor, so he is defending for 6. So he defends for 6. It's 4, 3, 3. This makes this a 3. And it increases everything else as well. And I discard. Oh no, the encounter deck has run out. Since it's not the quest phase, I don't reshuffle. So this shadow effect actually does nothing. There is no encounter deck to discard the top 2 cards of. This guy, Sentinel, defends this one, since Marthiel is not a Sentinel. So, Marthiel also doesn't exhaust to attack, which could do a lot with that. Well, certainly, let's take down the Witch of Angmar. So we and Aragorn will attack the Witch of Angmar and kill it, and I will engage the final Cursed Dead. Now, of course, I've been wary about actually killing Cursed Dead because they just end up coming back out of the discard pile. At this point, since the deck is empty, if I kill them, they will go to the discard pile, which will then be reshuffled, so there won't be any in the discard pile to be revived by their fellows. So I certainly could do that. Marthiel will certainly kill this reanimated Gandalf. Keep the number of reanimated dead down. Do I actually want to kill the cursed, or the cursed dead, or some of the cursed dead? I think, yeah, I probably should kill some of them, because I don't have quite enough defences to handle all of them under normal circumstances. So, let's kill 2 of them, I think. And I'll cope with the others. Sounds reasonable. Discard these shadow cards and control them. And for some reason control ends. just being very slow today. Let's resource there. Find the Warden of Luminous. Quickly, okay. Steward. Okay, so first things first. I play the Ring of Barahir onto Aragorn. He's running out of space for all his attachments. Now, other than that, nothing seems super urgent for me to play, so let's pull back Elven Light. Sure. Not a lot of damage around. I don't necessarily need the card draw from drawing defeat, so I don't know that that's so urgent. I'll discard Elven Light to add a resource and then draw a card for Galdor. And let's draw again. Okay, and I will play Quick Beam. Meanwhile, over here, 3 for the sword that was broken, and exhaust Air of Valendiel. I'm engaged with 4 enemies, so any ally I play is free. I could get a Warden of Illuminus for more willpower, but I think I'm going to go for Sunford Sentry and draw 4 cards. Okay. That's good, and I could do with more defenders, so I'm going to actually pay for this Guardian of Arnor. Now, I could go to delay the enemy, but I don't feel that I need to. That's potentially more of a thing that I could have the option of doing early in the game, when this deck is actually engaged with an enemy and wants to get rid of it. So, okay, let me engage with 4 enemies. So, questing, factoring in sword that was broken as well now. 4, 10, 13, 16, 18, 20. There's an empty staging area. Same Galdor as well, 22. So if I reveal 7 threat or less, I will advance the quest. Okay. Death and Calamity. Well, do you have a test of will? So I think I'm going to cancel that. I've been quite fortunate with these sorceries that I got 2 copies of Death and Calamity and a Heavy Curse that all went on side quests. Okay, so Dark Sorcery, I don't have another test of will. Doomed 2, and each player discards each ally he controls that has the same title as a card in his discard pile. So the only allies in this discard pile are Gandalf and the Ranger of Cardolan. And over here, just Elrond, but he's not in play. So it still does nothing. That obviously can cause great problems in combination with some of the other cards that force you to discard from your deck. And indeed with all the reanimated dead cards that get reanimated and then you kill them, end up in your discard pile. Okay, I've added no threat to the staging area. I make 22 progress. And advance the quest. And of course, if there were any sorcery cards attached to this stage, like that copy of Death and Calamity, if I hadn't cancelled it, then they would move on to stage 2 as I advanced, but of course they aren't. A final scream fills the dreadful halls of Khan Doom, and you suspect the worst. As you enter the site of Dakanar's dark ritual, your fears come to life. Yarian stands before you, cracking his neck and gripping the blade at his side tightly, as though testing his muscles. Only it isn't him. When revealed, add Dakanar to the staging area. Make Altar of Midwinter the active location, returning any previously active location to the staging area. Each player reanimates the top card of his deck. Dakanar, Altar of Midwinter, and each player reanimates. Okay. Dakanar, in the body of your ally Yarian, laughs wickedly. Despair and frustration are the only thoughts that enter your mind. In the end, you were too late to stop this cruel fate. Finally! Yes, this body will do nicely, the wraith wearing the guise of your friend muses. He draws his blade. Reanimated dead or undead enemies with 2 threat, 2 attack, 2 defense, and 2 hit points. When Dakanar is defeated, advance to the next stage. Because while the story is all about you're trying to stop this before it happens, I suppose realistically you were never going to, because it would be a kind of a boring story if the resolution was just, oh, we stopped it happening and didn't have to fight the villain. We had to arrive too late for it to be interesting. So, Dakanar. It's 5 threat, 4 attack, 5 defense, 12 hit points. Undead Dunedain Sorcerer. Cannot have attachments. Dakanar gets +1 attack for each sorcery card in play and gains indestructible while at least 1 sorcery card is in play. There are only 2. So it's +2 attack. Forced, when Dakanar is damaged, if there is at least 1 sorcery card in play, cancel all damage just dealt and remove a sorcery card from the game. And over here, the Altar of Midwinter. While Dakanar is in play, progress cannot be placed on Altar of Midwinter. Forced, at the end of the staging step, the first player must either reveal 1 additional card from the encounter deck, or reanimate the top card of his deck. So, this obviously is where the sorceries are a big deal. Like if I'd killed this Wraith of Khan Doom, it would be another sorcery. If those copies of Death and Calamity and Heavy Curse, which, as I said, I was fortunate that they went on side quests and thus got discarded, where if they'd gone on to the main quest, they would have been transferred and they would still be in play, and they would make it much harder for me to deal with Dakanar now. Or, well, not necessarily harder, but certainly more time-consuming. So, of course, there are some slight tricks that I can pull in dealing with Dakanar. So, I'm going to engage him on this side. Deal the shadow cards, face up. And over here as well. Okay, so Dakanar. Right, that will do nothing. That is nothing. Nothing, nothing. Okay, so I want to do that one last. And okay. So, my Guardians of Arnor are defending for 6 each. So I can defend Dakanar, since he is attacking for 6, and this guy. And over here, let's see, this is 2 attack, 3 attack, 4 attack, 3 attack, And I need to keep enough attack power ready. Let's try a Bearable on this deck. Oh, I've got sneak attacks. Could potentially do something with sneak attacks. So let's see. I'm also going to do a Galadriel on this deck. Yeah, there's one last forests there. Maybe. Obviously I can't put it on Dakenark since you can't have attachments, but I can put it on one of these cursed dead. So, okay, how much attack do I need to have left? Foremost Bowman is going to attack Dakenar at ranged. Oh no, is going to join in an attack declared by this player, which is why I put Dakenar over here. Then I'm going to kill something with Aragorn to pull Dakenar over here so I can attack him again on this side. He has 5 defense, so that could just be my 2 hunters. In that case, that's 4 characters that I want to keep ready, leaving me with only 2 defenders. I do have Long Defeat available, so I can get a bit more healing. So I do 2, 3. Yeah, actually, I suppose with sneak attacks I can do it more simply. I can also take an undefended attack around too. Aragorn has 8 max hit points, so that's not really a concern. So, yes, I already did these 2 defenses. Amalthael will defend his cursed dead. Halbrad. Yeah, Halbrad will defend the reanimated dead. I will take these cursed dead undefended. Deal 3 damage to Aragorn. And since my Gandalfs are gone, I can just use this sneak attack to bring in the Warden of the Numinas to defend this, which is 4 attack. Now, I attack Dakenar. This joins in, so I can remove a sorcery card from the game. I'm going to remove Feldred from Aragorn first. Technically removed from the game, of course, is not the same as add to the victory display, but since I'm not using any victory display cards, like King's Lances or anything like that, it doesn't matter, and victory display gets it voluntarily out of the way. Now, of course, all undead enemies engage with me are +1 attack and defense until the end of the round, which means actually Aragorn can't kill a reanimated dead by himself. But what I can do is another sneak attack, bring in my second foremost bowman, and then just declare a ranged attack against Dakenar and remove Eldred from Halbarad. Since that's still allowed, of course it's the intricacies of ranged attacks, but each player can declare an attack on an enemy. So this deck declared an attack, and this foremost bowman joined in using ranged, and then this deck declared an attack at ranged using the bowman. So now I do want to just be getting rid of reanimated dead, so attack here, there's a Sunford Sentry, and engage this one, and then attack it, and only deals 1 damage, because it is each undead enemy engaged with you, and that's a lasting effect until the end of the phase, so it continues applying. Oh, there we go. These 2 allies come back to my hand. Discard all of these shadow cards. And control end. Another resource on the market. Found my last Descendants of Kings, which will be potentially very helpful. Okay, we'll discard Elven Knight to add a resource to Galadriel and draw a card for Galdor. Over here, I think I probably want to just bring in the second foremost bowman permanently. Just to be able to deal with Dakenar. Though I certainly could bring in another Sunford Sentry and draw another 5 cards, or the one with Numinas for 5 willpower. Of course I have Descendants of Kings, which will get me readying for that foremost bowman. But no, I think best to make sure that I have as much attack power as I can get to take down Dakenar, since even with no sorceries left, he still takes 17 attack to kill. So there's no point in me playing Send for Aid, since I can't put progress on the Altar of Midwinter while Dakenar is in play, which means I can't get progress on a quest card either. So that's it for this deck. I suppose it's bearable, but I'll save that for later. Now, Forest Snare, right here. And Long Defeat into quest card, the main quest of course. And that will be it for the moment. So we quest. I can't make progress, so there's no point questing too hard. 2, 4, 8, 11. Let's just go for 11. Staging area is empty. And I want as many actions for combat as I can get. So, Death and Calamity. Do I have a Test of Will in hand? I do not. Okay then, so that attaches to the current quest. That's another sorcery in play, so Dekinar is indestructible again, and reanimate a card. Of course, of note, it's not a condition attachment. Some of the sorceries are conditions, which means that I can move them with Elrond, but Death and Calamity is not, it's just a sorcery. Okay, each player discards the top 3 cards of his deck. Ally, ally, event, event, attachment, attachment, so that's plus 6 threat to the staging area, but that's all the threat in the staging area, so I would make 5 progress, except for the fact that I can't make any progress. Oh, at the end of the staging step, the first player must either reveal 1 additional card from the encounter deck, or reanimate the top card of his deck. I'm going to reanimate the top card of my deck. Okay. So, now do our shadow cards. And they should all be face up. So, let's see, do any of these do anything? Okay, there's that. Short character. X attack, where X is the number of sorcery cards in play, which would be 1. Okay. So that's the only attack increase. I am now engaged with 7 enemies, once again. So, of course, my character is 40, so I am now in Valor, which is very significant right now because I'm going to pay 2 resources for Horn's Cry and use the Valor action. Choose a player. Each enemy engaged with that player gets -3 attack until the end of the phase. I choose this player, which means that everything that is attacking is 0 attack. With this being the one exception, well, it is 0 attack, but its shadow card will give it +1 attack. So it will be attacking for 1. But that's the only point at which I will take any damage. And I could just defend it. So, yeah, this Guardian of Arnor, who's defending for 8, will defend against his Cursed Dead, which gets +1 attack and attacks for 1. Dekinar is attacking for 5, so I'll defend for 8. Everything else I take undefended. This discards the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. Just checking, yeah, we haven't run out the deck. Moving close. Oh! Okay. So, this attaches. Now I'm actually going to have to deal with it. Well, actually, no, I'm not, because I'm going to remove it by attacking Dekinar. That means the Dekinar attacked for 6, but again, my Guardian of Arnor was defending for 8. So that means again that I will still not be able to kill Dekinar this round. But okay, so I will declare a ranged attack for 8 against Dakenar. I remove this heavy curse from the game so I don't have to deal with it. This can be one of the most troublesome cards to actually deal with because of just remembering, oh, is there a copy of this in my discard pile? I actually had a previous recorded playthrough of this quest, which I discarded because while it was quite an interesting game and I successfully won the quest in the end with a Martial being dead, I'd messed up several times on heavy curses and had to retcon things to make it work. And it just didn't look particularly good with all that. There's also, of course, this is particularly bad for this deck, at least it would have been if it had turned up earlier before I'd run out my deck, very nearly, because obviously when the player plays a card, increase its cost by 1 if there is a card that has the same title in its owner's discard pile. Obviously Elven Light can only be played from your discard pile, so anytime you want to play Elven Light, if there's a heavy curse in play, it costs 2. So, as I said, I am removing this from the game. And, okay, so I'm going to be attacking again and removing Death and Calamities, so I'm just going to do it out of order. Actually, I only need to attack for 6, so... yeah, I don't even need the Foremost Bowman for that. So, on the off chance that I might need him here, but I doubt it. Aragorn, Guardian of Arnor. Yeah, with Aragorn in play, each of these only takes 3 attack. Oh, there's my last test of will. Valandil. Obviously, I was not triggering Aragorn's response to engage Dakenar because I needed this deck to attack him. I think I'll still keep the Cursed Dead in play. So that'll be that, except for triggering Galadriel and Beravor both on this deck. So drop threat by 1 and draw 3 cards in total. Okay. Discard all these shadow cards and control N. Another resource. Of course, I'm back up into Valor. Another out of Wrath. And there's my other Blood of Numenor. Okay, let's discard a 3rd Elven Light to add a resource to Aragorn. Then let's see. I suppose at this point, may as well get down additional willpower for when I actually need it. And Final Handmaiden. Obviously I'm dropping this deck's threat, because this deck wants to stay in Valor. I can use Galadriel to keep going with 39, 40 over and over, but I don't want to drop below 40 actually during the round. And there's very little else to play. I suppose I can hold on to resources for Tale of Tenuviel. So that'll be it. I'm engaged with 4 enemies, so whichever ally I play is free. Let's just draw out my deck. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I will play my third Dunedain Hunter. But, okay, well it gets shuffled again afterwards, so it doesn't matter that much. I don't think I want to bring out an extra enemy Dead Lord. Actually, let's take a look. What is the topmost enemy? Oh, the topmost enemy is a Cursed Dead, which potentially could come back anyway. Sure, I'll actually do that. So I engage the Dead Lord out of the top 5, and then shuffle the encounter deck. And the Dead Lord brings this Cursed Dead out of the discard pile. And then, why not, let's pay a resource to bring in this Ranger of Cardolan as well, since I just engaged an enemy. So I'm back to 6 enemies engaged. I suppose I should have done that before playing the Sandford Sentry, so I'm going to retcon that and say I did that before playing the Sandford Sentry, which means I have completely drawn out my deck. But obviously, this is an interesting point. I will have to reveal an additional card at the end of staging, because I cannot reanimate the top card of my deck, because I don't have a deck to reveal the top card of. To reanimate the top card of, rather. So, questing 4, 7, 10, 16. This one doesn't exhaust. That's fine. 16 versus an empty staging area. Tomb of Khandoom. Oh, this is an interesting one, which I haven't actually come across so far this playthrough. Forced at the end of the round, discard the top card of each player's deck. Each player must reanimate each ally he discarded by this effect. If I'd gotten this earlier in the game, it would have actually done something. It would have at least discarded cards, even if I didn't get allies. And travel deal 1 shadow card to each undead enemy in play to travel here. Heavy Curse. That last test of will have to get reanimated instead of me drawing it. Okay. So it attaches, and it surges. Did I remember last round that it surged? I may have forgotten. So it surges into Witch of Angmar, and then I have to reveal an additional card because I don't have a card to reanimate. Death and Calamity. So that attaches, and I don't actually have to do the other part of it because I can't, because I don't have any cards to reanimate. So that's 6 threat in the staging area. So I would make 10 progress, but I can't make progress. So this deck will engage the Witch, deal out a load of shadow cards, all of which you face up. Okay, so this is nothing. It destroys a character, discard a top 2 cards for the attack. +1 attack. It destroys a character. Turning player discards the top 3 cards of his deck, which obviously I can't do. And since it's a sorcery dealt to a Witch of Angmar, I will also resolve the when revealed effect, which will also do nothing because it's each player discards the top 3 cards of his deck, and neither player has a deck anymore. Fortunately, this quest does not have the Deadman's Dyke effect, where if you have no cards in your deck, you're eliminated from the game. So how many? Yeah, engaged with 7 enemies now. So defend for 8 against Dakenar. Now let's see, this is a 4 attack, this will be a 4 attack, factoring in the shadow effect, and then 3, 3, and 2. So, against a 4, pay 1 for Blood of Numenor, and the Marthiel can defend 4. And then there's a 3, and a 3, and a 2. Everything defended, no problem. Let's drop this deck stat by 1. Now Dakinar. I can just attack for 6. 6. I can remove this heavy curse from the game. And then I can attack for 8. And remove this Deafening Calamity from the game. And then let's kill off the Witch of Angmar. And let's also kill off the Dead Lord. And I don't know, do I engage Dakinar at this point? I don't think I do, just in case I need extra attacks. Oh, actually no, this deck will be first play next round, so yeah, I trigger Aragorn to engage Dakinar. It's unlikely that I get more sorceries again. So, at the end of the round, I would discard the top card of each player's deck. Oh, hang on. This is effectively a passive effect, which puts it back into my deck. However, okay, control. Oh no, yeah, I didn't think this through. So, at the end of the round, the range of card line that I brought into play through its effect is shuffled back into my deck which is empty. So it becomes the only card in my deck, and then the Tombs of Khandoom forced effect also triggers at the end of the round. I don't have an action window in which to, say, draw the card with Bearable. So this is discarded, and since it's an ally, it is reanimated. So, Control N. Another resource on a Matthew. More resources on the Galadriel that I don't really need. Built out of Valandil. I'm engaged with 7 enemies still. So, it's going to be the Warden of Illuminus, and I'm going to use him to keep track of my stat increases. Well, of how many enemies I'm engaged with. Obviously, I technically could put the tokens on everyone, but I don't feel that I need to. I'm just going to track it in one place. So, yeah, I guess that's all I play with this deck. Over here, I mean, what can I play? I could play the Final Star Brooch. They're limit 1 per hero, so I guess I could put it on a Marthiel. But it wouldn't really help. I mean, I could also put it on any of my heroes over here, but it only triggers when you're engaged with an enemy, which is not particularly likely to happen to this point. let's play the second Blood of Numenor also onto a Amartheul, because why not? I will play second Steed of Imladris onto Arwen, and the third I will put onto Aragorn, since it attaches to a Spirit or Noldor hero. He's a Spirit hero since he has Celebrian Stone, and he still has one restricted slot available. I'll put the second copy of Long Defeat onto the quest card. It probably won't do anything. I suppose this deck will still have some more damage to heal. And why not, I'll play one to put all the might back in my hand and then discard it again to add a resource to Aragorn. Now, there is 3 threat in the staging area. Let's quest for 4, 7, 10, 16. Let's just go for 16 again. And reveal Terror of the North. Each player discards the top 3 cards of his deck. I don't have decks to discard from, so that does nothing. Next. Unholy Crypt, +1 threat with Reanimated Dead in play. And of course the additional card, because of the Altar of Midwinter, is a Witch of Angmar. Okay, so that's added 5 more threat, that's 8 total, so nothing. I'll engage the Witch. There are no cards left in the encounter deck. Okay, so this is the only shadow card I get. You turn that enemy engaged with you gets +1 attack and +1 defense until the end of the round. So I will obviously once again be doing this defense last. I'm engaged with 8 enemies. So defending for 9 against Dakenar. Okay, now is the moment where I'm going to play Hope Rekindled to reduce the cost of the next event. As a Valor trigger, I play this phase by 2. And play 2. Therefore, for Hour of Wrath. So, I choose that this player, all my heroes do not exhaust to attack or defend until the end of the round. Which means that Amartheul can defend all of these attacks, except for this one, which I will do with the Guardian of Arnor still, because then this shadow card triggers and gives everything +1 attack and defense until the end of the round. So now it takes 17 to take down Dakenar. Oh no, 16 because of the defense reduction from Aragorn. Of course, between my 3 heroes I have 8 attack. So okay, my heroes will kill the Witch of Angmar and this reanimated Ranger of Cardolan. And then let's just go for Dakenar. Oh, I'm supposed to be taking those off. So okay, my Foremost Bowmen are only attacking for 7 each now. But still that's 14, 22, 31, 33 attack, which is a lot more than I need. So Dakenar goes to the victory display. When Dakenar is defeated, advance to the next stage, which means both of these long defeats go off. I can heal. I could draw cards, except I have no cards to draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2. So I advance to the next stage. The imposter in Yarian's body collapses in agony, and a piercing shriek echoes through the halls as the sorcerer exits Yarian. "Thank you," Yarian says with a pained smile before his eyes close for the last time. Before you can mourn your loss, the walls begin to shake and crack. The catacombs are collapsing. When revealed, if there are less than X locations in the staging area, search the encounter deck and discard pile and add locations to the staging area until there are X locations in the staging area. Oh, it just says in staging area. No, there. I guess they ran out of space for words. X is the number of players in the game. There are 2 locations in the staging area, so that's fine. Reanimated dead or undead enemies with 2, 2, 2, 2. Progress that would be placed on this quest is instead placed on locations in the staging area, divided as you choose. Forced, at the end of the quest phase, if there are any locations in play, deal 1 damage to all characters in play. If there are no locations in play, the players have escaped Kandun and win the game. So, I'm going to stop combat at this point, and I'll Galadriel drops up by 1. And control in. So, yeah, essentially, obviously, this is representing, as the flavor text said, the catacombs are collapsing, so we have to rush to get out of them before everything comes crashing down on our heads. And so getting out is represented by exploring all the locations, and if we don't explore them quick enough, then the collapsing stonework will deal damage to everyone. All kind of makes sense. Let's get all these extra resources, which I do not need. Let's discard extra copy of Nenya to add a resource to Aragorn. Over here. Okay, now I will play this final star brooch onto a Matthew. And let's pay 3 for Elrond, because why not? But I can't actually trigger his response because it's heal all damage from a hero. There's no damage on heroes. Discard a condition attachment. There are no condition attachments. Or each player draws 1 card. I have no cards to draw. Actually, there might be condition attachments. Yeah, Blood of Numenor is a condition. I could discard that if I wanted to. Okay, so I'm engaged with 5 enemies, so Erevander still makes 3. And then I'm going to actually pay for the final Warden of the Numenor. And okay, moving into questing. I'm going to... Oh, no, hang on. Yeah, okay, so I have to commit to quest first. So let's quest for 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 14, 20. These are each 6, 5 from engaged enemies and 1 from the sword that we've broken. And I've lost count. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 14, 20, 38, 44, 48, 50, 52, 58, 61, 65, 71, playing Tale of Tenuviel, exhausting Galadriel to ready Bearable, giving her plus Galadriel's willpower to everything. So I was up to 61, so that makes it 65. Elrond actually isn't exhausted. Then I'm going to do it back so that I can then exhaust Galadriel to lower my threat. So I'm questing for 65. I'm also discarding these to my Steeds of Imladris. So I put the total 6 progress on there. And I'm questing for 65 against 4 threat in the staging area. And we reveal Deadlord, Terror of the North, which does nothing, and then an extra card for the Altar of Midwinter, Tombs of Khandu. So there's 10 threat in the staging area. I am making 55 progress. So it's 3 more here, 3 here, 3 here, 7 here, 10, 16, leaving me with another 39 superfluous progress. And there we go. So I have escaped Khandoom, and I win the game. Even if the game were continuing at this point, of course, I had Descendants of Kings and Horn's Cry to deal with, so that I probably still could have dealt with combat just fine, even after sending literally everything on the quest. But yeah, that worked out very nicely. It was interesting, as I said, I kind of avoided all the sorceries on stage 1, but then a few of them just came out on stage 2, so that it was like, okay, I get rid of the sorceries, next round I can kill Dakenar. Oh, I got more sorceries, so next round I can kill Dakenar. Obviously, with the whole sorcery thing, and I mean, that was certainly an easier way of having it than if I'd gotten all of them on stage 1, and then Dakenar would have been attacking for 10 or whatever. I've certainly had him attacking for 10 when I've played this before, and that whole mechanic can make the quest drag on a bit, as it kind of did. But everything worked out very nicely. Some of my stuff was fairly superfluous. I barely needed Blood of Numenor. I didn't need Tale of Tenuviel, I just used it at the end for the hell of it. Star Brooch, on the other hand, was fantastic. Eagerfell Red in the mix. And all my card draw came in very handy. Regardless, this went incredibly well. I've made it to the end of the Angmar Awakened cycle. Probably going to go into some more nightmare quests after this. Oh no, I still have 2 print-on-demand quests to fit in, Ruins of Belagost and Murder of the Plants of Pony, before I sort of conclude this cycle in its entirety. But regardless, I've enjoyed this a lot. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.